Good morning. Happy Tuesday. I'm coming to you live from inside the car. I'm inside the 2021 Nissan Armada. I'll explain why in a second. But happy Tuesday. Today is the 15th day of March. This is the 52nd episode of season 3 of the Be Your Own Hero show. Hero is an acronym. It means helping everyone reaps optimism. In other words, helping others helps you. It's a reciprocal action. And shout out to the New Thought Media Network for allowing me this space, and this platform to talk about my journey of becoming my own hero, and really the expansion of the hero ministry movement in this format as a show, which I never even dreamed of having a show before. So shout out to New Thought Media Network for the continued support, and the continued support over this weekend too, but we'll get into that in a minute also. Join me here Monday through Friday, 9:45 a.m. Eastern, 8:45 a.m. Central, 7:45 a.m. Mountain. All right. Oh, disclaimer, I'm not a personal trainer, nor am I a financial advisor, so do your own research, do your own due diligence. All right, I think that's it. So, why am I in the car? Couple reasons. Number one, I was anxious to start talking about the things that I didn't get to talk about yesterday because of technical difficulties. That's number one. Number two, I didn't really unpack the car. So I was so tired yesterday. I didn't really unpack the car. So I came out to the car and I was like, it's like an apartment in here. That's the first thing I have to say about the Nissan Armada. It's like having an extra apartment. So I am in the third row seat. I'm in the third row seat, so that's all the way back. And if you look around, so those are the second row seats with the TV screens in the back right there. These are the third row seats folded up. And then that's the front way up there. It's like an apartment. So plenty of space in here. And so I just figured I'd give this a go. So you can get a good look at the car. And I can try out doing the show in the car. So for those of you that don't know, in one of my other lives, I test drive cars and write about them. Like people, if you're looking for a new TV, you might Google the TV and read some of the reviews. I do that for cars. And so this is officially a test drive. This is a test drive vehicle, and it overlaps some of the things that I did this weekend. So I'm excited about that synergy. Well, so I guess I'll mention that now because I think this is going to be a special episode. I'm not sure if we're going to get to abundance today, but I know we're going to get to yesterday's missed episode and the abundance of the weekend. So abundance in a different format. So where are we going to go first? Well, let me just do my run streak news, my hero ministry movement news. Run streak, today is day 288. I've been running every day, at least a mile a day for now, 288 days in a row. Today was another 5K. If you've been following along, you know that I'm doing a 5K streak. My intention is to run a 5K, at least a 5K, every single day until I get to day 365. That's my new goal, to get to day 365, which is incredible, especially considering that my first goal was just to get to 30 days. And now we're talking about 365. And today was day 288. I ran around Hadley Park. And I don't think I'm going to play the run report today, but go check it out. Yeah. I'm trying to figure out if I said anything interesting. I think I said something interesting. So go check out the run report. It's up on TikTok. Oh, it's only up on TikTok today. I think Mercury must be in retrograde. I wasn't able to upload it to Facebook or Instagram today. I'll try again later. So maybe I will play it just because it's harder to find. Anyway, I'll try to get that queued up. In the meantime, let's start talking about the weekend. So the weekend was busy and exciting. Friday night was the debut, the second debut. I keep calling it the debut, and people remind me that it's not the debut, but it really is, though. It's the debut of my play as a fully produced play. The version that we did at Fisk before was a stage reading. So that means the student actors are on stage. They have their scripts. They were sitting on bar stools, and they had music stands. So they had their script on the music stand, and they're literally reading the script. I mean, they became familiar with it, so they performed it. It was performative, and I directed it a little bit here and there. So they came out from behind the music stands. Anyway, the point is, it was a stage reading, but this on Friday was an actual dramatized version of it, and so it was an entirely different thing. So I still consider it a debut, is my point. So it was a debut, and that was Friday night. It was at Fisk University. The theater appreciation class at Fisk University, as taught by Professor Persephone Felder-Fentress, embodied the work. And so that was a surprise to me too, because I thought it would be the Fisk Stagecrafters, which is the drama department at Fisk University. But it was a class, and it had more people than we had before. Like the first time we did, we had 5 people. This time, I'm gonna show you the photo. It was 9 actors, 9 student actors on stage. So check this out. This is a photo from the performance. See, all the students are dressed in black, various iterations of black. And this was Friday night. And that's me on stage and Persephone Felder-Fentress on stage. Again, she's the theater department chair at Fisk, and also the director of this version of Brown Boy Mag. So they did a phenomenal job. Everyone did a phenomenal job. I was amazed by the directing that Persephone did. She just took it into so many different spaces, and she kept checking with me, or trying to check with me, to say, hey, are you cool with the way I'm moving? And I was like, just go with it, because I know her reputation, I know her credentials, and I said, just go with it. And there's so many things that were a surprise to me. The way the movement was embodied, the way, sorry about that. That's what happens when you're live. I guess it is a little nippy out here. I should turn the car on, but not right now. Anyway, so it was great. It was phenomenal. I was amazed. I was blown away. I loved the fact that I didn't go to rehearsal, so that could all be a surprise to me. It was a packed house. It was packed with students. There were a few other people, but mostly students. So there was nice energy between the students on stage and the students in the audience. It was a sight to see. And there was a standing ovation. There was a standing ovation at the end. And we did a talk back with the students first, and then with me and Professor Fentress. So fantastic experience. Now, that said, no, there was not a live stream of the event here on New Thought Media Network on Friday. The Wi-Fi signal wasn't connecting, and so we couldn't get the live stream going. I did, however, just use my phone and go live straight to my Facebook profile on Facebook. So that's different than where you're seeing the show. If you're watching this on my Facebook page, you're watching it on the Sekou Rights page, which is different than, the Sekou Rights profile. If you're an active Facebook user, you know what I mean. But basically, if you just go to Facebook and search for Sekou Rights, you'll see the play twice. As much as my camera covered, I wasn't holding it. I propped it up so that I could focus on the show. So the first night, I think my camera was a little too close to the stage, so you only get a piece of it. The second night, it was all the way at the back, so you could see the whole thing, but it's far away. So that's the best we could do. We also did a streaming here on New Thought Media Network on Saturday night, again from the back of the house, so you can see the full stage, but it's not very clear. It's not close up. Anyway, all that should just build anticipation for the finished product, because that's coming. Well, finished. The next version of the video format of this play, because you definitely want to see it. You definitely want to see it. It was really, really exciting, and it's given me so many ideas for how to move forward. So that, again, was the big part of the weekend, the debut of my play. I'm going to put up the photo again, the debut of my play at Fisk University, Friday night and Saturday night. So I got to fill in some blanks. So this is actually the photo from Saturday night, but we did it Friday night, and then Saturday morning, I met up with Isabel Gonzalez. She's a friend of mine from high school, and we were Mr. and Mrs. Best Dressed in high school. They called it Mr. GQ and Miss Vogue back in high school. And so we decided to recreate that photo when we linked up. She was in Nashville for just a hot second, and obviously I was on my way out of town, or I guess I haven't gotten to that part yet, but I was on my way out of town early Saturday morning. And so we linked up for coffee, and then we recreated our photo. So this on my left, on, yeah, right here, on this side is our high school photo for Mr. and Mrs. Best Dressed. And then on this side is our recreation of it a couple of days ago. And that is the Nissan Armada that I'm currently test driving in the background. So we did our best to recreate it. It's pretty cool, right? It's pretty cool. And I put it in black and white because the yearbook photo was in black and white. So to kind of give it a semi-authentic reference point. So that was a lot of fun. I met her son. It was great to see her. Haven't seen her in ages. So that was really cool. And we both ended up being writers in New York. And oh, that's my alarm telling me to wrap it up. But anyway, we both ended up being writers in New York. Never saw each other in New York, but we see each other in Nashville. Wild. Okay, so that was early Saturday morning. And then Zoom out to Louisville, Kentucky for a Hero hoodie drop in Louisville. And here's that photo. Yeah, so this is the Zeta Award show in Louisville, Kentucky. They gave awards to a number of different people who are actively of service in the community. I remember Deacon and his wife were speaking about all the work that they do with the unhoused community in Louisville, and some other people were honored as well. They also had a stand-up comic perform. They had a musician perform, and it was a banquet. Obviously, they had food and vendors, and I donated 100% of the proceeds from Hero hoodie and Hero t-shirt sales back to the Zetas. And so that was a big deal. And so they made an announcement about it on stage, and they sent everyone over to Mr. Hero, they called me. So go over, see Mr. Hero. 100% of the proceeds are coming back to the Zeta Awards program. So that was pretty exciting. And we had a number of Hero hoodies and a number of black on black Hero t-shirts. So it was a great time. It was a great time. It was really nice that there was some awareness of Hero hoodies there already because of Jacinta, my Louisville, Kentucky Hero ambassador. She was already talking about Hero hoodies and already doing events with Hero hoodies. Like, she's donated Hero hoodies to her church, but I think several other places too, but definitely her church. And they've given those hoodies to the unhoused. So it was nice that there was some sense of awareness. I connected with some new folks that were excited about it and interested in it. So it was a really good time. I'm glad I went. I'm glad I was able to be there in the room. And as I mentioned in a previous episode of this show, it was a different kind of event than the ones that I've done for Hero hoodies in the past. So it was nice to be in service to a group, a sorority that's about service at their gala. Like, I haven't done a gala for Hero hoodies. I have done galas for my bracelets, but not for Hero hoodies. So that was really cool. That's something I'd like to continue doing in the future. Okay, so left that early and zipped right back to Nashville, straight to the theater, straight back to Fisk University for day 2 of Brown Boy Mad. And that's the photo that I just showed you before. And again, like, there were things that I missed the first night that I caught the second night. And there was just so much to unpack, so many layers to peel back. It was really, really good. Yeah, it was really good, really, really good. And I can't wait to see where this is going. I made that comment that this is going far. Brown Boy Mad is going far. And that's not conceit or ego. It's because I released it enough to let other people lay their hands on it. And it is expanded far beyond what I could have conceived for it because I was willing to let go. And I gave that lesson to the students. Like, sometimes you got to let go. And as Rev Mel says, sometimes you got to be focused on the what and the why, but leave the how and the when up to the universe. The how and the when, W-H-E-N, up to the universe, which will get you the W-I-N. You got to leave that up to the universe. Because there's no way, I was just sitting there thinking about it in the audience, there's no way I would have come up with all that it is now. So anyway, if you haven't seen it, go to my Facebook page and check it out. It won't be ideal in terms of what you can see, but you'll get a sense of it. Oh, and shout out to Ty Stevens. Ty Stevens, a singer in New York, he saw it on New Thought Media Network, and he made a comment to let me know that he saw it. He said he saw most of it. It cut off at the end. So shout out to him for letting me know that this worked in some way. Okay, so that was my very full, very busy weekend and very fulfilling weekend. Okay. All right. Now that I did all that, let's see what else we got to talk about. Oh, I haven't done my envelope challenge. So I happen to have some dice out here in the car. So let's just roll the dice. And 2. The number's 2. So what we're doing is we're transferring $2 from our checking account over into our savings account, but a new pristine savings account that we're using as a vehicle to invest. The idea is to just stack money into that account until you get to a certain amount, whatever amount you decide, and then move that money into an investment. Stack, move. Well, transfer, stack, move. Transfer, stack, move. And the idea, again, is to just to contribute a little bit of money every day, just from $1 to $6 every day, every weekday, so that you get in the habit of creating money that you can use to invest later. Because if you only spend, you'll stay poor. If you only save, you'll stay middle class. If you want to become wealthy, you must invest. It's not optional. And the biggest excuse for people not investing is not having enough money to invest. So this is an easy, simple, fun way to produce some money that you can use to invest. So whether you've been doing this all along or you're just hearing about it now, jump in, take $2, open a new savings account, move it over, and keep moving a little bit over every day until you get to whatever your predetermined amount is, and then invest it. Okay, moving on. Oh, Morning Zen. I skipped that too. So Morning Zen comes to you from The Science of Getting Rich. If you've been following this show, you know that The Science of Getting Rich is a book by Wallace D. Wattles. It was written in 1910. It moved me so much that I actually created a podcast about it. The podcast is Get Rich 101. Get Rich 101. It's available on all podcasting platforms. I don't know why I can't talk today. All podcasting platforms. So go check it out. So here is, these are not sequential. It seems like they're sequential, but they're separated by a couple different paragraphs. But the point is, when I read them together, you'll get a really powerful message that I got. So here we go. This is from The Science of Getting Rich. Many people who have great talent remain poor, while others who have very little talent get rich. Many people who are very thrifty are poor, while many people who are, what's that word? I don't want to use the word that's here. Okay, I got it. Many people who are very thrifty are poor, while many people who are wasteful get rich. That's what I was looking for. Two men in the same business often do almost exactly the same things, and one gets rich while the other remains poor. From all these things, we must come to the conclusion that getting rich is the result of doing things in a certain way. It's not a matter of choosing some particular business or profession. People get rich in every business, in every profession, while their next door neighbors in the same vocation remain poor. It's powerful, right? Especially the first one. Many people that have great talent remain poor, while others who have very little talent get rich. You know, as an artist, that's something that I've seen many times over and over again. And so it really drives home the idea, the fact, the truth, the underlying truth that it's not about talent. It's about doing things in a certain way, as the book says, and also having a certain mindset, a mindset of abundance. That flow is imperative to creating abundance in your space. So I'll say that. All right, so moving on. My lesson from TikTok today, I got ambushed by TikTok. Here's a quick quote. The quote is, Mark Zuckerberg could not have invented the socket. Mark Zuckerberg could not have invented the socket. So the point is, be you. Don't try to be Mark Zuckerberg. Don't try to be anybody else. Be you. And being you is what will get you success. Be fully you. That's a quick lesson from TikTok today. Okay, so I've already done one of my 2 reminders. If you only spend, you'll stay poor. If you only save, you'll stay middle class. If you want to be wealthy, you must invest. So let's also do the affirmation just to drill it into our psyche so that we always have it. I am so happy and grateful to be a multimillionaire in every area of my life. I am so happy and grateful to be a multimillionaire in every area of my life. So there's that. And so now I think I said everything. I mostly wanted to talk about the weekend. Those were the things that I wanted to talk about from yesterday. So I'll just circle back to abundance really briefly. I mentioned last week that I acquired finally a full share of Netflix. In my mind, it's on sale. The fact that the stock market is down now resonates to me differently than it did before. I am approaching it without fear. I'm approaching it in terms of my knowledge that Netflix over the course of its life has gone up 30,000%. So I'm not worried about this little 30% drop, right? Because I'm thinking long term. I'm thinking that this is a buy and hold, something that I'll have for decades. And then when I look up decades from now, it'll be worth a lot of money. So that's my approach on Netflix. And so many of the other stocks that we've talked about are on sale too, quote unquote, on sale. So I encourage you to take a look, do your own research, but do the work to shift your mindset about what's happening in the stock market because of what's happening in the Ukraine. Okay, that said, let's circle back to the how-to guide very briefly. So we've been talking about creating a how-to guide. I've been working on mine. I hope you've been working on yours. Your homework over the weekend, and you got an extra day because there was no show yesterday, really. You got an extra day. Your homework was to aggregate what you've already created about that topic, like from your emails, from your Microsoft Word documents, etc., to gather that information and put it in a single document. So let me know if you've done that in the chat. I'll check the chat later. This is pre-recorded, but I'll check the chat later and I'll see, and then we can move forward. So that said, I've been working on mine. Do I have enough time? I got a couple minutes. So I'm going to read you the first of my bullet points. My bullet points are about how to get in the stock market as a beginner. So basically what I wish I knew 3 years ago, 2 years ago. Time is really weird in terms of the pandemic, but basically at the beginning of the pandemic when I started investing. So here we go. Number 1, play with house money. Play with house money. So find an invitation link and use it to sign up for Webull and or Robinhood. Webull and Robinhood are user-friendly, app-based brokerage platforms for buying and trading stock. Both of them have an offer that allows you to get free stock if you use someone else's invitation link to sign up, as opposed to just going to the website and signing up yourself. You automatically get free stock. I know it sounds odd. Honestly, I didn't trust it for a long time, but it works. So use someone's link. You're welcome to use mine, and I'll post my links. But even if you don't use mine, find someone else's. Don't sign up without getting the free stock, because that way you can play with house money instead of your own. And just a reminder, I did that ultimately, and I invested $10, only $10, and I now have $200 worth of free stock. $200 worth of free stock, and I only invested 10. So it works. It works. Find a link, use it, sign up. Even if you're not really interested in using Webull or Robinhood, why not get the free stock? Like, it's free. And generally speaking, stock appreciates in value over time. So get the free stock. If you want my links, let me know. My links for Webull and for Robinhood. If you want them, let me know. But get the free stock. Why not? Oh, and I also have Amazon stock. free Amazon stock. I'm telling you, use the links. So that's my tip that's my first tip from my how-to guide about how to buy stock, or what I wish I had known when I was first getting into the stock market. All right. So I think I've covered everything that I planned to cover. I'm still really flying high about the weekend, about Brown Boy Mad. I have some ideas, once again, for how I want to move forward from here that are still evolving. But I'm excited about that. And I'm excited about the work that I'm doing with Hero Hoodies. And yeah. All right, so I was trying to decide if I was going to say something. In my effort to turn Hero Hoodies into a nonprofit. Yeah, because I feel like it's already in the space of being a nonprofit, and yes, I'd like to turn the Hero Ministry movement into its own nonprofit. So that's one of my many next big things. All right, I think that's it for the show today, and maybe I'll do the show in the Armada again. It's pretty comfy out here. I'll have to turn on the heat next time, but it's really great. It's great, super comfy. All right, so stay tuned for prayer time at 10:15, and then stay tuned for Sit with Rev Melissa, which I will be producing, and I might pop in to say hi. All right, keep doing. Be a hero. Be your own hero, and remember that now is better than perfect in terms of investing. Don't wait. Don't wait till later. Just move your $2 over to that account and then invest it. Don't wait until you have enough money. Start investing right where you are with $1, $2, wherever you are. All right. I'll see you later.